Proverbs 23, verses 27 and 28 says, "For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. She also lieth in wait as for a prey, and increaseth the transgressors among men." When I first became interested in girls as a teenager, I really never thought I'd meet a woman that fit the description of this proverb, but it wasn't long before I did. By the time I was a Christian at the age of 19, I could make a list of at least a dozen women that I met or knew of in real life who turned out to be exactly what was described in this proverb. These young women, all who were under the age of 30 at the time, had lured a young man, in one particular instance, into a sexual relationship in order to simply use that man or hurt that man in the process. Several did it for the thrill of the chase itself. They didn't really care about the young man, but wanted to prove to their little circle of influence that they could get the man. More than one did it simply for the sick sense of accomplishment by pulling a man down. I'll never forget a conversation. I wasn't actually talking, but there were two ladies. I was standing there with one, and she was talking to the other, who was bragging about getting a particular guy and then dumping him just for the fun of it. And this is all in the context of sexual relationships. It was just so weird and surreal to me. I'd heard of people like that. I'd had youth ministers warn us about it. I'd seen things in sermons and Christian productions on TV about it, but there it was in real life right before my eyes. One of the worst cases took place when I was only about 15 years old, and I won't go into the details, but I saw a man lured into a relationship with a woman that had nothing to offer to him or anyone else as far as, looks, personality, money, anything. She was destitute of anything that would make her attractive, but she was able to somehow lure a man into a secret relationship, and that man was married to one of the prettiest and sweetest Christian women on the planet. And just as our proverb says, she also lieth in wait as for a prey, and increaseth the transgressors among men. It destroyed his marriage, and a few years later I'd heard that he'd basically become a drunk and a recluse, living like an unclean leper in a self-imposed quarantine situation. But it's really a picture of sin across the board. The old Southern gospel song made popular by the cathedrals said it well. Sin will take you farther than you want to go, slowly but wholly taking control. Sin will leave you longer than you want to stay. Sin will cost you far more than you want to pay. When tempted with sin, pray and ask the Lord to give you wisdom to resist, then resist and flee. Paul told Timothy to do just that in 2 Timothy 2:22. Flee also youthful lusts, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace, with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. That's a clear and simple word. Flee those tempting you and get better friends and influences. And youthful lusts isn't just about sex. It's really summed up in the words of 1 John 2:15 through 17. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. Flee from this world with all of its lusts, and run to Jesus. And those who live to honor him, run to those people to be friends with and to surround yourself with. Choose to have a close walk with the Lord and choose better friends. That's the bottom line. Don't ignore your gut. That's just a street term sort of for what we call discernment. And don't ignore what we call red flags. When you see them, pay attention and use wisdom by following these words of wisdom from the Word of God when it comes to dealing with women, but also when it comes to sin in general.